Well, welcome back. Today I'm doing something a little different, more like a little chat podcast, if you want to call it that as well. But it's the end of November and we're getting into the busy time of year. Things get a little hectic. So I think it's maybe a good time to look back as well on the year and see what went well, what didn't, and start sort of getting the mind right for what's coming up. Now, when I started the year, I was expecting it to be entirely different than it turned out to be, and isn't that always the case? It was a tough first part of the year as well. I lost my dad. We had a really difficult issues to deal with family-wise, getting through that tough time. Plus, cost of living, things going on in the world, all of that really piling up, this sort of continuous barrage of bad news. Aren't you tired of that? All the fear, all that stuff to keep you off balance. So one thing I've definitely learned, we've got to unplug from that and stick to the creative world and do what our soul needs. So in this chat, really, the theme is how to stay in the game as an artist, how to stay on track. So every artist, beginner or pro, no matter how long you've been doing it, you're going to be struggling at some point to keep going, to stay in the game. It's not about talent or the best materials, whether you're using artist quality materials or not. That's not what makes the difference. It's about staying at the easel, showing up, doing the work. Without that determination, you're not going to grow. So this is really what separates artists from those that are not really in it to grow and develop their art. Many will stop just short of a breakthrough. So let's look at ways to make sure you avoid that, make sure you keep on going. Remember, consistency beats talent. The first thing I've learned, and maybe the biggest lesson, is that consistency beats talent every time. I've seen people with amazing natural ability and talent, and they fall away because they expect every painting to be brilliant, and when it isn't, they give up. Meanwhile, someone who just grinds away, does the work, shows up, even though they're not sure, even though they are still figuring things out, they do go to work. When I was starting out, I realized I had to work every day at painting. There was no shortcut. I was trying to transition out of a professional career. The only way I was going to make that happen was to really get my act together and keep at it. But it applies to anyone who loves their art, loves painting, but is feeling challenged by it or circumstances. Painting often, even when you're not inspired, especially when you're not inspired, that's what's going to make all the difference. That's where the muscle memory builds. That's where your eye develops. That's where your intuition grows. So consistency is going to get you through the long stretches when nothing seems to want to go right. The other thing is dealing with those slumps. So creative slumps are part of the deal. You're not going to escape them, no matter whether your paintings are going into museums or getting piled up into the garage. You've got to handle those creative slumps. If everything remains safe and feels safe all the time, well, the little spice of life there, that's going to disappear very quickly. Or life gets busy and a challenge comes up and you just throw in the towel. Before you know it, you haven't painted in months and years go by. Very often, though, feeling that you're in a slump and nothing's going right is just a way for your brain to reorganize, deal with an idea, just ruminate on it a bit, work it, chew through the tough bits there, and then the idea settle down. During these times, don't disappear from your art. Stay close to creativity. Watch artists you love, read books, watch DVDs, mix some colors, get some panels ready, stretch a canvas. You don't have to paint a masterpiece every week. Just keep the creative thread alive. Keep your hands busy. Now the secret as well is studies are your best friend. One of the easiest ways to stay in the game, especially when you're not feeling up to it, is to do some small studies. Studies are wonderful because they're low pressure. There's no expectation. You don't have to frame them. You don't have to show them, sell them. They're just playful experiments like a visual diary. In fact, I've got a board here where I've done lots of studies like that, and I've got some videos on my channel about painting studies. Something that is just a lot of fun. It's going to make so much difference to you if you do, I don't know, let's say 20 studies to every painting you want to hang up on the wall. Seems like a fairly good ratio. The thing is, they add up over time and they build your confidence and they teach you to see and interpret a subject a lot quicker. You train your hand, you train your eye, you make better decisions, ultimately better paintings. And some of my favorite pieces are small gouache studies or little oil paintings or even small watercolors that I do late in the afternoon or in the evening. And I've shown you some of those before as well on my channel. Those studies help me to keep the habit going. So studies are valuable. Give them a lot more attention. Then also avoid perfectionism. Perfectionism is just a stumbling block. It's something that we create in our mind. I don't know where it comes from. Some artists have such a terrible perfectionist issue going on. It's a real psychological problem. Causes a lot of misery, a lot of self-judgment, a lot of doubt, and it definitely is going to derail your dreams of painting. So wherever the perfectionist bug has come from, see it for what it is. Just self-doubt waiting to sabotage you. The belief that every painting must be good or meaningful or significant. Just forget about that. Perfectionism just kills your growth and it makes you timid, stops you from taking risks, and turns painting into a performance instead of a practice that's authentic for you. Loose and expressive and paintings that are alive, the kind of things that we are trying to learn and explore. Well, they're just impossible if you're trying to be perfect. Some of the best paintings come after a few terrible attempts, and when you're finally frustrated enough to relax and take a chance, they fall into place. So believe me, my garage has piles and piles of MDF panels and old canvases that are testimony to a lot of bad paintings. Well, when I say bad, they're good learning experiences, but I'm not going to show them to you. And I'm not going to try to sell them. But they remind me of the struggle, the persistence, the path I've traveled. So just remember this, perfectionism is the enemy, and all you want to do is paint a lot and keep going. Because slow growth is normal, right? It is the rule, it's the only way. Don't think that you've got to advance quickly. Don't think everyone else is going so fast in the right direction and you are languishing at the back. It's nothing like that at all. Everyone is on their own path. Plateaus are part of the journey. You'll have breakthroughs where your painting improves dramatically. You'll plateau again. It can last months and months. Remember, this is a lifelong journey. And like I said, I work in periods of 5 years, right? 5 years. Then look back and measure. Not 5 months or 5 weeks, 5 years. So if nothing changes for months, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just show up, do your studies, And if you're painting regularly, you're going to improve. Being an artist is an endurance game and not a sprint. It's about long and steady walks, admiring the view, enjoying the day. Sprints are no fun. All right, you don't want to be sprinting. They're exhausting. You're going to hurt yourself. Stay in the game and have a nice, gentle walk. You'll still reach your destination. So if you carry on long enough and gently enough and consistently enough, you're going to have your breakthroughs, and everything will be just fine. Anyway, that's my thought on the subject, and I hope there are a few things there that let you know that you're part of the same family, same creative family, and we all go through the same things. And as we reach the end of the year, take your moments when you can, even when it's busy, you can find a gap, remain within the ambit of creative activity. And hopefully we're going to have a great 2026. Now, one thing as well, just to remind you, on the 2nd of January, the 3rd edition of the Create Art magazine is going to be published. And if you haven't subscribed, got your free subscription, do that now. There's a link in the description. Also at createartmagazine.com, get your free subscription there as well. You don't want to miss it. There's going to be lots of inspiration, and we're going to start the year off on the right note. Well, if you enjoyed this little chat and you'd like to see more, let me know in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. And in the meantime, have a great holiday, keep creating, and until next time, cheers for now.